Welcome! Today, we're covering how to build a masterclass defense strategy in Goodgame Empire for main castles, from wall setups to managing alliance support and surviving offline attacks. For a defender, you should aim to defend at least one section of your wall, as if you lose all three sections of your wall, the attacker gains a courtyard multiplier. The defender gets this multiplier if they are able to defend two sections of the wall. By holding one section, you both do not get any courtyard bonus. A standard wall distribution is 70% melee and 30% ranged units. For tools, equip 3 slots filled with quicklime bombs, 1 slot filled with an arrow slit or balustra. Moat tools, ideally fire moats or inferno moats. Portcullis on the gate. These can be purchased in the Master Blacksmith for silver coins. When you unlock the next level of tools, replace the quicklimes with spike boards and the arrow slit with a field cannon with higher level gate and moat tools also available that are worth equipping. If you have the technical innovator skill active from the Defense Hall of Legends, adding an extra ranged or melee tool in the extra slot is ideal. If you have them unlocked, support tools can help to boost defender stats also. They are able to be equipped in these slots in the defense menu. The wooden hoarding, for example, increases your defense combat strength by 10% and your units on the wall by 40%, making it very powerful. Across your left flank, center, and right flank, aim for a baseline troop ratio of roughly 90% on one flank, 5% in the middle, and 5% on the other flank. Keeping troops and tools in every section is crucial to prevent opponents from bypassing your walls entirely, using Shield Maiden commanders paired with fast units. You use the same tools and troops in the smaller sections of your wall as your large one, 3 limes and a slit 70-30 as I previously went over. The large 90% number on the one flank will defend large attacks, and the 5% sections should deflect small, fast attacks many like to send. Currently, Tyrell is one of the best generals for defense. Their abilities make them incredibly powerful, both on the wall and in the courtyard. Other good generals, in my opinion, would include Titi, as they have similar courtyard abilities to Tarl, Horatio, Saxai, and Kelrith, could also be useful for defending. If set up with this in mind, Toril would be my first choice though. For your Castellan, a new red Castellan is ideal. However, a solid bronze Castellan can easily be crafted using 3 bronze melee plus ranged gems plus 1 other bronze Castellan gem. I made a video on this that explains building gacha Castellans fully. If you don't have gacha gear, placing those gems into older unique gear sets still work well. However, the gacha sets are recommended. You should be able to get one for free without spending real money if you are decently lucky, as the gacha currency can be bought for gold in the Master Blacksmith when a gacha event is running. If you're facing a heavy attack, boost your stats using construction items that increase melee, ranged, courtyard, and wall capacity. Placing red defense decorations and equipping district defense items will give you an extra edge. Additionally, investing in the Defense Hall of Legends is a great way to maximize your stats in PvP. There are many strong abilities there. Skills like Shoulder to Shoulder and Technical Innovator are especially important when defending against massive attacks. In your main castles, the goal is to have a strong Castellan and a lot of troops there. It is recommended this is done through alliance support. In main castles, you should include abilities on your generals that boost your defense capacity in addition to leveling your keeps as high as possible. There are also other items that can help with this: red decorations, guardhouses, the stronghold, and a few other ways of increasing your courtyard limit and alliance's support limit. Both limit types are important to have as high as possible paired with a strong Castellan. I will put some images on the screen of things that increase the courtyard limit while I am saying this. The wall limit is also worthwhile having as high as possible, with high-level towers and various temporary and permanent items that boost this limit. All 3 limit types can be filled with alliance support, however you cannot fill the alliance support part yourself, making it more worthwhile to let your alliance support you than to entirely defend yourself. At its core, defense relies on maintaining your structure bonuses, your wall, moat, and gate, while keeping your melee and range stats high. If an attacker sends no wall tools, defending with wall tools combined with melee troops creates a massive bonus. If an attacker sends few or no shields, defending with a heavy combination of ranged units and ranged tools becomes extremely effective, like what is seen with a con defense. Attackers will try to keep you guessing, so you can't tool your wall effectively. They often alternate waves between shields and wall or moat tools to prevent these two situations. This often forces you into a standard single flank defense the way I have described earlier. In modern PvP, generals heavily influence the outcome. Since most of the battle takes place in the courtyard, you want general skills and abilities focused on courtyard capacity, strength, and wall abilities, while also having a general strong enough to confidently win one section of the wall, as this greatly improves your ratio in the courtyard. Tool management. Tip: setting your tool trigger limit to prevent small, tool-burning attacks from draining your inventory is recommended. Additionally, stacking tools 999 deep is recommended if you can afford it. When managing alliance support, understanding capacity rules is key. Alliance support fills your courtyard capacity first, and once that is maxed out, it fills your alliance support capacity. Because of this, if you are in an active alliance that can quickly support you, you don't need to keep any of your own troops in the castle. Your alliance can fill both the wall and courtyard before the attack hits, sped up using support speed bonuses, world effects, and fast support commanders. This makes defending optional versus mandatory for your alliance and friends, as opposed to, if you were to leave all your troops there 24/7, it puts your team in a better situation, as there may be situations where the castle, if offline, simply is not defendable versus a competent attacker. Courtyard ratio adjustments. When offline, set your courtyard ratio with a slight bias toward ranged troops, between 60% ranged/40% melee to 75% ranged/25% melee. When online, directly match the attacker's troop ratio arriving at your courtyard after the flanks are resolved. For example, adjust to a 50-50 split if their incoming force is also 50-50 melee to range power. One of the most important skills in Goodgame Empire is knowing which attacks to defend and which ones to let through. Offline defense is inherently risky because experienced attackers will test if you are online using specific tactics. Tool burning. Sending waves of 2,000 plus troops to force your tool trigger limits, burning through all your wall tools. Wall wiping. Attacking only the walls to clear out specific troop types without triggering a full courtyard fight. Courtyard attacks. Once your wall troops are cleared, your remaining courtyard ratio often gets thrown out of balance, leaving you exposed to a devastating follow-up attack if left unsupported, often seen after players get wall wiped. Most often, you see this when a player leaves on their con defense setup. Goodgame Empire may have some kind of PvP exploit, new update, or anything that allows an attacker to beat all offline setups at the time it releases. Today, your defense may be untouchable. Tomorrow it might not be, and this could happen while you sleep. Pro tip: sending support in batches. To counter this, send alliance support in 2 distinct batches, one pure melee and one pure ranged. If an offline teammate's courtyard limit gets skewed or is incorrectly set, for example, if their wall troops were wiped and only melee troops remain their courtyard, becomes extremely vulnerable to a full ranged attack. By sending support in separate batches, you can quickly recall just the melee batch, forcing the defense to use the ranged support batch and rebalancing the courtyard ratio. I would of course send them additional batches to arrive after, both melee and ranged, anticipating a second wave of attacks, and would use this strategy to manually balance their courtyard ratio in some specific situations. Even with a strong defense, leaving minimal troops on the wall and safe housing the rest is often the smartest play. This keeps support optional for your alliance, so they aren't forced into defending a losing battle while you're away to keep your troops alive. This strategy works well. Paired with level 1. Keep outposts and positions for your alliance mates to support from. I will link that video at the end. Before logging off, move your main army out to a player in protection mode. Send troops on a 12-hour support mission with 12 hours of slowdown. Recall them daily and send them right back out. Support time up to 12 hours is free, while adding slowdown costs 200 rubies, well worth it for peace of mind. Always use a zero-cost commander to eliminate or reduce troop travel costs. The Penny Pincher Hall of Legends ability can also help with this. By keeping your army safe and mastering these support dynamics, you'll minimize catastrophic losses and keep your alliance flexible in every war. If you found this guide helpful, share it with your alliance members. I read and reply to every single comment, so let me know what topic you want me to cover next. Don't forget to join our Discord community and check out the subreddit linked in my bio. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.